Okay, so remember when Donald Trump just yesterday was talking about taking the $130 million and then I guess use it for the military, and supposedly it was coming from a friend, whatever that means. And apparently the money appears to be real. This is the New York Times today. Trump will use $130 million given by a private donor to help pay troops during the shutdown. Okay. Politico then says DOD accepts anonymous 130 million donation to partially cover troop pay. But then you also got this: White House and the military officials will not say who the donor is, so we still don't know who's given the money or whether the gift has been properly vetted. Don't know where the money's coming from. We don't know who's touched said money. $130 million. And when I go through news every day, and this is just this one scandal, it's like, how many scandals can you possibly do in a single day? I mean, we're not even talking about single term. We're talking about like single day, because every day there's always something else. And this kind of thing in any other country in the world, I mean, this would actually be like a major scandal. And I was kind of curious. You're always curious. What does Fox News have to say? Like, how would they treat this? I mean, I know with Obama, they would just be flipping out if Obama tried this, or let alone Biden or whatever. But this is how Fox News treats it. They say, Trump insider, okay, footing the 130 million bill to pay U.S. troops as shutdown stalemate deepens. Okay, so they're even calling it a Trump insider. And then they even ran this headline. This is Fox News. Mystery Trump ally. These are real headlines of Fox News. It's like, what the heck? And it was interesting because you remember the Pentagon, they and Hegseth and they wanted all the reporters to only report basically approved stories and to essentially sign a loyalty pledge, and only like a few really right-wing media outlets signed on that, and everyone else, like any legitimate source, walked out. Even Fox News walked out of the Pentagon, basically wouldn't sign this thing. Because like this kind of a story, they got to cover. It's like one of the biggest stories out there. You got to cover it. And now I was just show you like how are they covering it. And so if you look at official Pentagon stuff, seriously, the My Pillow guy, for reals, the My Pillow guy and the beanie hat guy, what's his name? I can't think of the dude's name, but it's the dude with the beanie hat on YouTube. You'll see him. But like that's the kind of people that are now covering the Pentagon. And then Fox News will cover it, but they just don't have an insider office. So, this is the headlines that they run. Mystery Trump ally donates $130 million to cover troops' paychecks amid shutdown chaos. Crazy. Congress, one who has the authority to appropriate funds. And then I'm always curious too, then how do, Trump's sycophants on social media, how do they treat it? This is Eric Doherty, one of Trump's people. He's like, wow, incredible gesture. Wow, so great. This is another person. This would be a right-winger, Nick. Nick's like, oh, what a patriot. Wow. And here's the thing. It's like they're guessing it could be like an Elon Musk kind of type of person. I'll just say this. I don't know who it is. I have my hunches. I think it's probably more crypto money, but we don't know. And let me just pose this question to you, all those, people who watch Fox and say people who, right-winger. And it's like, well, Chris, don't you just love donations coming in? I just want to pose this question to you. What if it turns out the money's coming from someone, say, in the crypto world, right? Changpeng Zhao, or better known as CZ, the dude from Binance who, get this, he admitted to money laundering violations that allowed terrorists and other criminals to move money on Binance, right? And Trump just gave the guy a pardon. So this would be my strongest candidate that I think is given the money, but I don't know. I really don't know. And the question I also pose to you is, this guy's not American. I'm telling you, he's not American. I think he's born in China. I believe he has a Canadian citizenship. For these kind of people, they're all over the place. I mean, the money's coming from all over the place where he's getting it from, and who knows? And just imagine it turns out to be like, a foreign national. And then just think about this. If the headline read, foreign national gives Trump 130 million for the military, think about how that would play out in, whatever country, be it Canada, Australia, wherever you're watching from, maybe Germany. How would that play out? Like just imagine this. But what if the headline's like, Russian oligarch gives Trump money for the military? So then, like, who then owns the American military? Isn't crazy? Like the stuff that we're talking about, even it just doesn't seem real. And then we got this kind of stuff. Hegseth first dismissal with a chosen successor. What? And basically, Hegseth keeps pushing out experienced people in the military and essentially just bring in people that's loyal to him. That's what this whole thing boils down to. If you want just the short version, the long version is what kind of stuff are they pulling over there? I mean, they took down the signs for Department of Defense. They want to rename it Department of War. That's not even really an official name. It's more of a nickname, to be perfectly frank, because you got to pass that through Congress. And now we're moving troops around. No, seriously. This is just a couple minutes ago. I just saw this. Pentagon orders aircraft carrier to the Caribbean. Like, it looks like Trump is getting more serious about possibly doing land strikes. Are we attacking Venezuela? Is that what we're doing? Are we starting a war with Venezuela? And you know, we got to talk serious about this stuff. I mean, all this stuff is serious. It's just hard. You know, I can't you know, cry and yell and scream every single video. You know, you want to take this with this rational mind, not to get over emotional on this stuff. But it's deeply troubling. I hope you guys understand how deeply troubling this stuff is. We're spending all this money when the government shut down. We're taking private money from who knows where. Like even Fox News is running mystery Trump ally. What does that even mean? and now what are we thinking about, like attacking Colombia or something? This is the next one. U.S. imposes sanctions on Colombia's president over drug trafficking accusations, they say, and we keep blowing up boats down there. The whole thing is so disturbing, and this is just like one day's worth of news. Regarding the Hegseth thing, here's some quotes what people are saying from the inside. It says here, the efforts differs from Hegseth's other high-profile dismissals. It's just like a lot of people that Hegseth is firing from the military effectively. That he has chosen the replacement, aiming to substitute a widely respected leader, right? Substitute a widely respected leader, not even 2 years into his job, with a lesser experienced candidate who would need a promotion to take on the role. Quote, Hegseth wants his guy in. Who he replaces doesn't matter, right? That's actually all you need to know right there. Defense officials said this, right? Hegseth wants his people. Who he replaces doesn't matter. So essentially how this is playing out, I have a feeling there's pushback in the military for this kind of stuff. Because I can just tell you the truth, guys. I mean, not everyone's on board with the Trump and Hegseth stuff. I think other people can see it, and they're at a dilemma because let's say your boss gives you an order. It's like, hey, send the carrier down there. And you're in your mind, you're just like, why are we spending all this money? Why are we doing this kind of stuff? Because it gets even more nuts. And this is new. This is breaking now. I guess Trump wants to build all these new Navy ships, and he wants to build a golden fleet. You heard that correctly, golden fleet. Nothing's shocking anymore. And yes, it's stupid. This is Trump. I mean, what are we doing? Are we gonna have a bunch of gold ships now, and then, you know, gold fighters on the ships and gold uniforms, I guess, at this point? You know, I laugh, but I mean, you never know with Trump, right? The Golden Fleet, that's news today. So you got carrier going down. Are we attacking Venezuela now? Now we're building a new Golden Fleet. President Trump has said he wants a whole new fleet of warships, and now they have a name. Senior White House and Navy officials are in early discussions to replace the current mix of warships with a new, quote, Golden Fleet. That's what they're saying here. That would be better suited to counter China and other potential threats, according to former and current officials. And get this, Trump, who had previously criticized the look of modern warships, he didn't like the way they looked. See, I all I gotta do is read the news. You're just like, what the heck is going on? I'm not even trying to make jokes. Like this is a joke. The Golden Fleet. It just sounds so stupid. And Trump's like angry. Like he's like, you know, I just don't want the gray anymore. I just want golden. And at this point, Trump would be like, you know, I just don't want anyone to wear camouflage. It's got to be gold. I mean, if you're going to be, you know, private army of Trump with mystery a Trump friend ally, why not? And then you figure it. Wait, guys, it gets worse. And we're just in one day's of news. Actually, I'll be frank, we're in half a day's news. I got to go through other stuff in another video because there's just too much to talk about. Now, Trump's kid, I guess, is benefiting from government contracts. Trump Jr., linked drone company, wins Pentagon contract. And this thing's called Unusual Machines, I guess. Surprise, surprise, right? And talking out loud about where the mystery Trump ally person is. You know, what if it's like a military defense contractor person is giving Trump the money, and then they end up, you know, 130 million here, and then they get like this massive billions of dollar contracts or whatever. no one gives that amount of money and has no strings attached. I think you guys know this. I think everyone knows this. But the problem in today's world is, people are so partisan in that they just don't have honest conversations about this stuff, and it's deeply frustrating because I'll have honest conversations about this stuff. So let's say, for example, someone wanted to help the military, okay? Because they're saying, okay, the guy's a patriot, right? Or could be a woman. We don't know. Actually, we just don't know. So theoretically, you could just donate food to the food bank, because yes, the military is like the food bank these days because people are struggling under Trump. More military families turning to food banks as government shutdown wears on. It's like, this is just today. The Armed Services YMCA is seeing a 30 to 75% surge in demand nationwide. So that the troops are struggling. Like, how do I even talk about this every day? That's why it's so hard to talk about the news all the time. It's like crazy. And then Trump's really concerned about destroying the White House. Like, what to know about Trump's demolition of the White House East Wing. I guess the costs keep going up on this thing. First, we were told 100 million. Yesterday it was 300 million. Now I'm reading 350 million. The cost keeps going up. Who knows where the money's coming from, where it's going. We still haven't gotten a full list. The whole thing is obviously shady. This is Trump. This is a map in 2023. You got the Rose Garden, the East Wing. I just want to keep an eye on that part of the map because that's, I guess, the parts that Trump has been, we'll say, destroying to make it his own, just like Mar-a-Lago. Say the Rose Garden, right? And then we're talking the East Wing. He wants to build his ballroom, and then he got rid of the Rose Garden to he put in like basically like literally chairs and parasols look like, and they're gold, of course, to look like Mar-a-Lago, his thing in Florida. And so that's where we're at, is who's giving the money. There's so much going on. I'll tell you two things, guys. It's really hard to go through this stuff every day even for myself, because I can't keep track of it. It's really hard, and I appreciate our community. I appreciate you watching every day and help each other stay sane, and also stay vigilant and try to fight this obvious corruption. And if we want to move forward as a society, as a people, as a nation, we need to be honest about this stuff. I mean, and Trump's easily the worst in history, and it's no contest. I've seen a lot of things in my life. I really have, and I have not seen anything like this. I've not seen anything like this. And I think, and as I keep telling you guys, anyone who goes along with the Trump stuff, do not follow legal orders. This will be a stain on you the rest of your life. I'm telling you. Because and some people ask us, like, well, Chris, how would it be a stain? Well, think of it this way: when you apply for jobs, anytime, it just not just apply, but just go for jobs anytime in the future, and it shows up on your resume like you worked with Trump to build the Golden Fleet, right? And then it turned out the mystery Trump ally was whoever, right? Some evil James Bond villain, for all we know. Like, how does it look? Like there's certain things you don't want to be associated with, and there's, or let's say we start a shooting war with Venezuela for who knows what, and you got blood on your hands, which we already do. Actually, they're already destroying stuff down there. So it's so hard to go through everything every day. But anyway, I'll make another video about the economy. Please stay tuned, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.